Hi there, Leo. Welcome to my channel. This is Yetta Pearl, and I'm just so glad that you've joined me. So I want to thank you so much because you guys are the ones who are growing this channel. And so the numbers keep rising, and I am just so in awe of you guys, and I'm so grateful. And so if by chance you have not yet hit the subscribe button, please do, because that helps us keep the messages flowing from the guardian angels to you guys. And there's so much value in that. And it's amazing. Thank you. Thank you. And so this is your general angel reading for, for the week of August 30th through September 5th. And it is a general angel reading, which means that all the guardian angels for all the Leos are here, and I've invited them, and I'm asking them directly for messages for you. And so because it is a collective, it's a group reading, and so some parts of it will resonate well with you and some parts may not. So the parts that don't, they're just for somebody else. So just leave those behind, and then everything is good. So your angels are eager to get your messages to you. So this is really cool. We just have one card left to come out. So let's see what we've got here. There it is, the last one. Okay. Okay, so let's start here. Maybe you've been eating a little bit too much junk food lately. So your angels want you to be healthier. They want you to feel better. So they're showing me there's somebody with brain fog. And that is a direct result of icky food. Yeah, that's what they're saying. I don't know. It seems like sugar, seems like a lot of sugar. And it's like it's clogging everything up. It makes it all sticky. That's how it feels. So they want you to just be aware, eat more vegetables, more of the good natural foods rather than the processed stuff. So, you know, it takes some effort, but you're going to notice a huge change in how you feel. Add water. They're saying add water. Suddenly they're just making me really thirsty. So somebody's quite dehydrated. Okay, and so you don't even notice because you're so used to it. But, and this is like a common theme. This comes up over and over and over and over again. So the current recommendation is that whatever your weight is in pounds, divide by 2, and that's how many ounces of water you should be drinking every day. So that's how it is. So, you know, here in Canada, many of us still do use pounds and ounces. But so, you know, you might have to translate that though into what you use in your area, how you do the measurements. So anyway, drink lots of water, eat the good food, and it'll take a couple of days of, you know, staying on that before you start to really notice the changes and the differences and things like that. But pay attention because, or even journal it. Write down right now how you feel. Like that brain fog, that, you know, kind of sluggish, that you feel like your stomach's just a little upset maybe, or, you know, you have to go to the bathroom too much or not enough, or, you know, all those kinds of things. Just write it down, how you actually feel. And then make a commitment. Spend 1 week eating lots of vegetables and drinking lots of water and having just the unprocessed foods, right? And see then, like, document it every time you notice a change, and pay attention. Like, you'll have to deliberately look for how do I feel different, you know? And so write it down how you actually feel tomorrow. And then the next day when it comes, how do you actually feel? Then at the end of the week, you can see the progression, you know? Something that, you know, at the beginning, well, your shoulder was so sore all the time. And by the end of the week, you're forgetting to mention that because it's not grabbing your attention anymore. It'll be a little surprising to you, the amount of change that happens in how you feel in only a week. So That's what your angels want you to know about that. So here we have imagination and using creativity and making new things. And it's just this delicious feeling that they're giving me, that it's pride, but it's not, damaging pride. No, it's just like, look what I made. Look at, like, I could do that. I didn't even realize that I had that kind of talent, And so that is the feeling that they want you to be able to experience. So get your creativity flowing. Look on Pinterest or somewhere for ideas, or, if you already have an idea, then get busy doing that. And okay, and so they're saying that some of you already are very, very artistic and creative and things like that. They want you to try a different medium. Try a different thing, something that you maybe have thought of but haven't had the opportunity yet. Well, now's the time. Maybe it's it's that time of year where things are just starting to come back in the fall, like classes and things like that. So see what's happening for continuing education at your local college, maybe. If, and some places are still shut down or again or whatever. So just see what's around and what's available. It may be an online class, it may be an in-person class, whatever you can find. It might be a class of some kind, right? Maybe not. Maybe you're self-taught and you're happy to do that. But either way, get your creative juices going, because that really, really helps in your whole life. Like it's a real change in focus for a portion of time, right? Which then allows whatever you've been really concentrating on, allows it to kind of fall into place, sort of. When you take your focus away from it and then look back at it again later, then sometimes you see different things. So that's a good thing, obviously. Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, this is amazing. There are 3 of these, the remaining 4 cards are all kind of about the same thing. So, being the Pathfinder. So you are safe to forge your own path. It feels like you don't really want to be doing that, but only because you're scared of the fallout. You're scared of judgment from other people. It's like everybody who states an opinion is certainly on social media. Everybody who states an opinion, there's somebody who disagrees with them. And you just don't want to experience that. And so they're kind of saying that you don't really have to shout it to the rooftops, but you do have to be yourself and do your own thing. Because what is the right thing for you is different from what's right for somebody else. And, a lot of people right now, they're kind of following a crowd. And that's true always. Like, honestly, that's not new. It's not a fresh idea, right? People do tend to follow the crowd. But that's not right for you right now. So finding your own path, understanding what you believe and why you are not a crowd follower right now, is important to you. And so you need to forge your own path. Yeah. Okay. And same thing, expressing your individuality, right? So a certain amount, you don't have to shout about this. You don't have to tell everybody who will stand still long enough to listen. You just have to know it for yourself. But then, there will come a time when you will be required, kind of to say it out loud or whatever. And you can say it quietly. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to be, on a soapbox or anything like that. You can just quietly know what you know. And when the time is right, there will be a conversation about that with somebody. And it might take, some assertiveness, some standing your ground, some explaining of your opinion. But your angels want you to understand that you can also simply say, oh, well, you're telling me your opinion, and that's great. I'm glad you have that. That's yours. Done. You don't have to talk until there will be a moment when you will. It will be a moment where you will be required to no longer sit on the fence. But you don't have to yell. You don't have to be rammy about it. You don't have to be aggressive. You just have to state your opinion. And it will take some courage, is what they're showing me, for you. Other people seem to have a lot, like they're easy standing there and stating their opinion when it's maybe not matched by everybody around you. But please know that there is definitely support for your opinion. Like, you're not the only one in the world who thinks that. And maybe you haven't directly heard anybody else saying it, but they haven't heard you saying it yet either, right? So, the time will come when you will gather your courage and you will just say, oh, well, this is what I think, and good for you for thinking that. I'm good, with yours, and I'm asking you to be good with mine, right? And some people are not capable of that, and here's where the courage comes in, right? Because you're not quite sure who's going to just stand there and argue with you, and who's going to, be able to accept your own personal opinion about your own personal self, right? But so you will have the courage, and ask your angels for help at any time, and ask your angels for connection with other people who think the same or similarly to you. And that way you will feel more supported, and you will have more courage then. And it's not so hard to come up with the courage, right? All of us at one point or another have to say what we believe. And even if you're not, like, you guys usually are pretty eloquent, I think. But even if you kind of flounder in the moment and can't remember how to say it right or things like that, it's okay. You can still think that. Be aware that you're not trying to convince anybody else. You're not trying to bring anybody else to your point of view. You are only expressing your own point of view. That's all. You're not trying to change anybody else. Yeah. Practice. Practice doing it. Use your mirror. Use your good friend that thinks similar to you. Whatever it takes. This is also maybe this, it's everything. Oh my gosh, it's everything they're saying. The change in diet, practice it, and it becomes easier. The being creative, the doing a new thing, a new creative endeavor, practice, because then you get better at it and it turns out better and you like it better. Being the Pathfinder and expressing your own individuality, using your courage, all those things, practice them, because that makes it just that much easier and your confidence grows. Yes, beautiful. Okay, so here we have the daily guidance cards. And so we will take one last card and see what your angels want you to know today. Let your past go. It feels like you've changed your stance on something. You're allowed. It also feels like there's some old belief systems, things that you were taught, that you grew up with, that suddenly you're kind of going, you know what, that just doesn't resonate anymore. And maybe it did for a long time. It was useful. It's the way you were. It's the way you thought. But its usefulness, you have outgrown it. And so let go of that. You could even, depending what it is, you could even say, I used to think this and this and this, but now my point of view has changed and I don't think that anymore. And you're allowed. You're allowed. Yeah, let yourself grow. It's beautiful. Okay, so Leo, can I ask for your assistance to spread a whole bunch of love across the whole world, the whole globe? And you can just use your hands like this too if you choose to, if you know how to do Reiki or other energy therapies. Just beam the love out and make it so that everyone around you loves to be around you because you're always loving. Yeah, it's awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So I want you to know that yes, I appreciate you and I love you. And I'll see you next week.